Have you ever had students get stuck on a math problem simply because they didn't understand the terminology? If you want to know why math vocabulary matters, explore effective strategies to build it into our everyday, and look at practical activities that you can start using right away, stay tuned because we're covering it all. If you're new around here, my name is Kathy Martin and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 math teachers experience more aha moments in the math classroom, all while saving time and money with their lesson planning and resources. Math vocabulary is more than just words. It's the language that helps students connect concepts and apply their knowledge in problem solving. Terms like coefficient or rational number, that can be really intimidating if they don't fully understand the meaning. But if we can build a strong vocabulary foundation, we can help students grasp these concepts and communicate their understanding. When we use math vocabulary to build familiarity with terms, this can hugely reduce anxiety, right? If we understand what's going on, like obviously it's going to make more sense. Students may not start off with using math vocab words, but if we continue to use it and correct students to use the words, they will not only build vocabulary skills, but they're going to build their confidence. So for example, when students feel confident in understanding terms, they're more likely to participate, solve problems independently, and develop a positive attitude toward math. So I have several strategies that you can use to easily implement building math vocabulary. One is to use visuals and word walls. I personally like to use anchor charts instead of word walls, but totally up to you, right? Word walls you can put up on a wall that is easily seen. You can create a dedicated space to display everything, math terms, along with the definitions and a visual aid of what it means. You can, incorporate symbols, graphics, diagrams of what the definition is. And you can really make it interactive by inviting students to add terms when they find a word that is challenging, and they can create their own visuals for the class. Strategy number 2, create student-friendly definitions. So when you're introducing a term, start with a definition that is easy to understand and then gradually introduce the formal definition. So for example, if you had the word variable, we can describe a variable as a letter that stands for a number that we don't know yet, right? And I always like to encourage students to use their own definitions for words. So have them rewrite the definition in their own words. This builds a deeper connection and it connects to what they know. And strategy number 3, we want to connect vocabulary to real life contexts. So for example, if we were talking about like percentages, right? We want to relate it to being a discount at a store, right? Because students can really understand, oh, if I am saving it an X percent on these pair of shoes, I get that, right? Perimeter could be the distance around the football field if they play football, right? Linking these math terms to their real life will increase relevance. Use contextualized problems. So we want to really, in word problems, we want to emphasize the vocabulary by rephrasing the question and then encouraging them to restate the problem in their own words to make it relevant and practical in their own life. And we can also reinforce vocabulary through games and activities like bingo, matching, like flashcards. These are all easy games that they already know, right? Like we all kind of know how to play bingo. We all know how to play matching. We all grew up playing these games. And we can really encourage just the use of terms and definitions into understanding. Okay, I have two of some of my favorite practical activities to really reinforce vocabulary include vocab journals. You can use this in addition to your word wall, right? Students can create a personal math vocab journal every week. They might want to add new terms. Maybe every week, as a class, we add new terms, definitions, examples, and maybe even illustrations. I think this is a great way for students to take the word that they're hearing that you're saying and get it written down. It kind of like touches on all the modalities. And then, as I mentioned before, I like to use anchor charts. So I can create the anchor chart, or I can have students create the anchor chart. And these are basically I just use like construction paper. I display the term on it. I will have the definition and then some type of illustration to show what this means. So I have my own anchor charts for certain things, but then I also like to have students create their own, right? Maybe this could even be like an assignment that you do once a week. And you can either do everyone has the same term, so you can kind of see what people come up with, or everyone gets something different, or a third of your if you have 3 new vocab words, you have a third of your class do one, another third do another, and another third do another. So it's so important for us to just really be consistent with our vocabulary usage. Let's encourage questions, right? Create a safe environment for students to ask questions about like a word that they might not understand or a word that they just have forgotten. And then celebrating good wins, right? Like if a student is able to utilize the vocab word in explaining their thinking or whatever, like we want to encourage students and really just celebrate it. So like it's so important for us to use the vocab words, take the time, teach our students and encourage them to use the vocab words as well. So for your one-stop shop for everything you need to teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in Algebra 1, please come and hang out with us inside the Pre-Algebra Teachers Math membership. We have more vocabulary reinforcing activities for you. We have anchor charts for you and so much more. Until next time, bye for now.